Disgusting one.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the 4th annual Fluffies event. This is where we get round, we look at the year that has been inside the hobby, and we find out what you enjoyed, what we enjoyed, what didn't work, what did work, things that we kind of stare at and go, oh, and then, of course, my favourite part of the episode, the Batshits. And trust me when I say, there is some freaking loons out there.
Oh, we had some good ones this time around.
I love people. This is one of the cool things about doing this show, is it reinvigorates me not wanting to blow humanity out of the water with an asteroid. I feel a little bit better knowing that there are people out there who write this nonsense. It makes me very, very happy.
Yeah, sanity has been in short supply over the last, well, we live in Britain, so for the last couple of decades, really, to be perfectly honest. So, a little bit of fun insanity alongside the despairing stuff. Yeah, it's a tonic. It really is.
I put the fun in insanity. But, Doctor, the word fun isn't in insanity. It will be when I'm finished.
Fun sanity.
Infinity. That's me.
Infinity's good. I like that.
I shall be Reverend Fun. I put the fun into fundamentals.
Insanifun.
I started thinking the other day about how, the sound an ape makes, the hoo hoo hoo, is just a reversed version of Santa's oh ho ho ho. And then you can combine the two and make Santa ape. And that made me very happy.
Is that what happened to Harambe? Is this why we don't have Santa anymore?
Yeah, Harambe died, and that was it.
They killed Santa. No!
Are we going to transition from that into Santa died? They killed Santa.
Well, when somebody falls into Santa's enclosure, they have to shoot Santa to make sure he's not eaten.
That's right.
It's a theory. That's all.
Well, you know what? He doesn't eat the children. He takes the heart because his heart is full of cholesterol and it needs replacing.
I like how you went scientific and health-based with that rather than, dark and satanic. It was just like...
Why else would he do it? He's a force for good. He just needs something to keep him going each year. One child must die, so Santa must live. It's like Jeepers Creepers, but with Santa.
I was watching the other day, the Green Planet, if you've seen that yet, and there's a fungus in that which lets out scents to let ants know what leaves it needs to grow. Right?
Oh.
As it goes off, and the ants start to chop up the trees, and then the trees flood themselves with poison, so it starts to poison the fungus that then changes to make sure that it goes for another tree, right? And all I was thinking the entire time was going, George would have a field day writing a story with this.
Oh my god, yeah. I mean, the notion of biochemicals in the air that change human behavior, that's fun.
Mm-hmm.
That's fun.
Yeah.
And no, I wouldn't M. Night Shyamalan it.
Right, don't say bad things about The Happening. The Happening, in my heart of hearts, I believe, is the best parody that this world has ever seen. It's just no one's
assuming that it is a parody, though, right? You have to assume that. Might not be.
It's not a
knowing M. Night Shyamalan, it probably isn't. He's so sincere about his ego.
One of my favourite things in the world, and I honestly mean this, is introducing people to The Happening.
That is fun.
And just sitting
That's
back and
always
just watching.
fun.
I don't need to watch the screen. I just watch the people.
Watch the face. Watch the people's faces when stuff happens in that.
And just watch
it is
slowly crack. It's
yeah, it is incredible. They have what the fuck moments, but not in a good way.
No.
It's in an incredulous way. It's in a this makes no goddamn sense way.
I remember showing it to my friend Ross, and his first reaction to the "we had tiramisu together" moment was just to go. As if he was trying to ward it off. It was.
It's strange. M. Night Shyamalan is one of those. He's one of those film creators who doesn't know how people interact
or how to make films.
It's strange. Like, the characters don't talk like human beings, or even like movie characters. It's very, very peculiar.
I mean, there's no guarantee that he's not a lizard person. To be fair.
There isn't. I would actually, if that happened and was revealed, I would accept that.
It would make too much sense.
Yeah, for an M. Night Shyamalan twist, yes, it would.
Everybody always goes for The Happening, The Village, Lady in the Water. And
they're all stupid.
Lady in the Water.
All of them.
One of the worst films I've ever seen.
Yeah.
But nobody ever goes for Devil, and this is the thing that upsets me.
Devil's very funny.
Devil has a sequence in it, right? And it's the Mexican character, and he's talking about how when the devil's around, things don't work right, logic doesn't work, and then he drops his jam sandwich, and it lands jam down, and he actually says the line, "Look, it landed jam down." Yes, that's what happens.
Someone sat and wrote that.
But
no, Adam, it only happens when the devil's around.
Somebody stopped him at any point and said, that's not how gravity works.
Right, and nobody, in the outside the film sense, nobody stopped M. Night Shyamalan at any stage and said, this scene is stupid.
This scene makes no sense. I mean, this is... Right, that scene is up there with the Revenge of the Fallen, give me your face moment, as something that just has taken up so much brain power of mine as I'm trying to work out where it came from and how it got, and no one stopped it from happening.
How no one in any point in the process, so like filming, editing, all of that, said, let's get rid of this because it's ridiculous.
Because it makes absolutely no sense. Because if it works this way, then the devil is always in everyone's kitchen, everywhere, at all times.
But also, it's just so banal. It's got no... It doesn't have any weight or it's just ridiculous. It's stupid, isn't it? There's nothing to it.
I know.
It's absurd.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, it's terrible. What isn't terrible though?
What's that?
Our awards.
No, our awards are great.
But before we get into them, I want to know what everyone's been up to. Andy, I see that you've been hard at work, beavering away at various warbands.
Oh, yes.
For the most part, yeah. I managed to get down the Eyes of the Nine, I think they're called, the Zeech one.
The Zeech cult, yeah?
Yes, yeah, that one's all done.
Vortimus the All-Seeing, yeah, very nice.
Yeah, and I got most of the Zagrag's gits done, apart from the dude with the moon helmet still. And I've kind of started on the Daughters of Cain, but I keep looking at them and not knowing exactly what to do with them.
Yeah.
Alright, it's always
They're a tricky army. They are a tricky army, the Daughters of Cain.
Yeah, I kind of have an idea, but every time I start, I just kind of lose interest doing them, which sometimes happens, so I might just need to leave them. I kind of want to go and repaint back over my Slangor's flesh, and I think if I change it from like Beastman Brown to maybe just flesh color, I might feel better about it, because I think I was putting the brown on and I think everything was too dark and it kind of mushed together, because obviously I made his long slender leg in leather black because, it would just made sense. But then I think I lost it around the skin part, so if I just repaint him flesh colored, maybe that'll make me more in tune with finishing it off. I don't know.
Yeah,
it's also too cold.
Like pale and, fleshy and straight.
I think it's because I saw somebody had done up the Slangor box set with all flesh color, and I went, that could work as well. Maybe I'll do that.
Very nice indeed. Love those Slangor miniatures. Love them.
So if you're out in the audience and you're watching us tonight, please make yourselves known, because I'm going to be asking for some audience participation as the night goes on. We're all here for the long haul now. I hope you're all ready to be here till 2 a.m.
No.
George, I see you've been working on your Thousand Sons.
I have Thousand Sons and Fabulous Bill. That's been what I've been working on, my little Zeechian sorcerer, who's based on the Cranon, the Relentless model. Very slow progress, but he's getting there. And I'm really pleased with him thus far.
Awesome.
He's just got his cloak of screaming faces to be done now, and I think he's pretty much there. He's pretty much done, and he'll be the first fully finished model from that particular army. So, yeah. I'm kind of spurred on by it now, very sort of inspired to get it finished.
I think once you get the ball rolling, you kind of get into that mindset, don't you? And you just keep going.
That's it. I'm looking now. I've got a very small unit of Scarab Occult that I've been building, but I want to flesh that out to like 10 models in the unit, and just a ton of Zarngor. That's what I just hundreds of Zarngor in this army because I like Zarngor a lot.
I actually really don't like Zarngor. Not like I don't think they're good. It's just I think if I was going to build a Thousand Suns army, I'd rather have it more as rubric.
More rubric.
Because when I think, I'm sure like they have a specific role to play the Zarngor, but in my mind, like I think Thousand Suns, I'm like those poor dusty boys. That's what I want. I want
They're
more of those dusty boys.
They're not that poor anymore. They're pretty good.
Well, poor dusty boys is in the dust and not people,
and sort of like trapped screaming forever. In their armor. It's
not a happy time,
but they're damn good. I can tell you, as a troop choice goes in 40k at the minute, them dusty boys are good for the first time ever.
Wow.
Then I think you might be very happy later on, Mr. George.
Yay!
Oh, what are they better with? Are they better with Bolter or Flamer out of interest?
Depends on what you want. It depends on what you're facing as well. Like,
how do you usually build your rubric then? Do you primarily Bolter or Flamer, or what spread?
One unit that's primarily bolters. It's got a few flamers in there to deal with like massed hordes or anything like that. And then I've got one unit that I'm building at the moment that's all warp flamers.
Okay.
All warp flamers. And their job is to either make use of some of the naughtier deployment rules the Thousand Suns have, where they can be buried before the battle.
Oh, wow.
Underground, and you can bring them up at the after deployment.
That's cool.
I'm going to redeploy them using some like psychic shenanigans close to the enemy and just torch entire units with them, because that's very good too. There's also psychic powers that enable you to up the strength of flamer weapons in a Thousand Suns unit. Pretty good, right?
Doesn't sound bad, yeah.
Yeah,
Very
not
nice.
bad at all. So you can make all those warp flamers strength 5, which, in a squad of 10, all throwing out, what is it, die 6 shots each?
Yeah, but they don't have crossfire.
No.
Crossfire.
They also don't have Black and Deckers.
No, they don't.
Yeah,
they don't. There's only one army that has those.
Mm-hmm.
There's only one army that has those.
Gene Stealer Cult. We spend our entire time either listening to Patriarch or go to B&Q to buy Black and Decker to kill Space Marines.
Or Knights. They could do a number on Knights and anything.
What we do is we get a really big screwdriver and undo feet, and then Knight over. It is the way of the Star Children. Yes.
It's very cool.
I don't know why the Gene Stealer cults are Russian in this case, but
Are you making a veiled allusion to the fact that they are like the most Marxist army in 40k?
Little bit, yeah.
Which they are, they kind of are. They're the proletariat, right? They're the revolution, yeah?
Let's just say
they're the underclasses.
Glasnost was not good for the Gene Stealers. That joke's going to hit no one,
There's so much, in that regard, there's so much you could do with the Gene Stealer cults, right?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I mean, the idea of having like a proper Gene Stealer cult army that's, full-blown Russian Revolution, I think
that's a great idea. I think it's absolutely brilliant.
I've got many ideas for Gene Stealer cults, and the idea is just to try to work out which one I'm going to use.
They're exciting, right? Is this one of those things that's kind of turning you a bit towards 40k, Adam?
No, AOS is still where my heart beats. But I've got my squats. My squat army is done. Mm-hmm. It's finished. So at the moment, I'm working on my Iron Jaws and my, hang on a second, Tin Gits, which I can't really see it very well, which is goblins in small amounts of armor trying desperately to look like Iron Jaws.
Because I always thought, I thought if anything was going to get you in, it would be that.
Well, that's what I'm using. I'm playing my squats as orcs.
Well, there you go.
So
there you are.
Also, I've got an idea. Course. I've got an idea for an orc army as well. So
it's a good codex.
It is.
It's
weird.
Codex.
But anyhow, before we get launched into my current feelings about 40k and AOS and why AOS is the better game, it just isn't getting any support at the moment. What is going on with AOS? It's nothing.
It died after Third Ed came out, or whatever you want to call it.
Realms.
Honestly,
It's on the after like the Broken Realms, which was like
it's massive high. They just didn't capitalize, and it's just
that said. I mean, like, all the books are good.
Mm-hmm.
All the battle tomes are actually wonderful. I mean, they've done a great job with the battle tomes. The new format's wonderful. You know, all of the armies are interesting thus far, and very well done, very well put together. Particularly like in where is it? Oh, the Maggotkin book, which is bloody lovely, very nice. There's a lot going on in these guys. I read it through and I'm like, I can't start a fucking maggot kitten army.
Why not?
It's too much. It's too much.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
They're a fairly elite army.
They are. They're very small. I mean, that is definitely true. They're a very small army, these guys. But my God, have you seen the disease rules for these guys? God, the mortal wounds they can put out. Madness. Absolute madness.
And it's if you had some kind of like knowledge of a person who might be able to help you get a decent sized Blight Lord army going, you know, you might be more than happy to help you in doing that for a reasonable amount of money, you know.
I wish I could, but I've only got Death Guard.
Yeah.
Right then. So.
You know, they're another one that I've been avoiding. I would love to start like a proper Death Guard army.
Andy's got some Death Guard for sale.
I know. I would love to. Yeah. I would love to start a proper Death Guard army, but it's like I'm trying not to.
So the rules this year had changed.
Oh my God!
Different.
It's a new edition.
It is. We are 4th edition Fluffies.
Wow.
This is going to be known as the Hero Fluffies, where only heroes win. And if you are,
I thought you were going to say like Skirmish Rule Fluffies, because Skirmish Rules.
That's next year. That's going to be Maud Fluff, and that's going to be the best of them that's ever been. So normally we start off with the miniatures and releases, but we're going to build up to them this year. We're going to start off with the least important part, namely us, and we're going to give ourselves awards.
Oh, okay.
So, if you're in the audience tonight, I want you to throw out what answers that you think might be the things that win, what you think might be in the top 3. I want you to really get involved in this. Throw stuff our way, you know. So, the first one that we're going to hit today is the best cold open intro. Just to get us nicely warmed up with the best cold open intro. Any ideas what you think might be in this one?
One that sticks in my mind, didn't you do a trapdoor one at some point?
I did do a trapdoor one, yes.
You did, didn't you? Yeah, that one hit me because I just like trapdoor.
Mm-hmm. Andy, do you remember any of the cold open intros?
You should have just said, do you remember anything? And the answer's always no. I barely remember what happened yesterday.
So
I'm going to make an amazing old man. I'm just going to barely remember 10 seconds ago.
So
help me.
With the Batshits, we've got the complete Walrus and the Carpenter. I'm reading these and I'm just like, oh my God. I always skip these, but the one with Thomas and Friends, I guess.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Nurgling. That moment when they said something racist. Wrong show.
Yeah, definitely the wrong show for that one.
And don't worry, we can get it in there next year.
Not applicable. I have no ears.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. Yeah, valid excuse.
Blood for the blood god, skull for the skull throne.
Nice, short, sweet, to the point. Mm-hmm, That's when we got Khan the Betrayer on as a guest. Do you remember?
Hey, so there's Khan the Betrayer. I mean, we would ask him questions, but he's over there eating an orphanage.
Yeah. He's a bit screamy for my liking.
Yeah, he's a difficult
controversial.
Guest, I mean, not to talk behind his back or anything, but he's a difficult guest. Khan the Betrayer.
And of course, screaming into an abyss out of Chandler Bing's hollow eyes.
It's Shenandla Bong, sir.
Okay. Fair enough.
The one that won it was The Trees Are Green, weirdly enough. If you remember that one, the trees are green. Green trees there too. I see them all, and I think to myself, I am lost in the woods. For some reason, everybody voted for that one.
Okay,
there was
fair
no
enough.
other answer. That was it. It was literally just people seem to really like trees are green.
All right. The musical ones do well then, apparently, yeah?
Well,
You got to sing more next year, Gruff.
Yeah, clearly.
Nobody needs that.
We're going to have to find some more musical ones for you to do. We have to
You say nobody needs that, but people have said this was their favourite one, so you need to subject them to it till they hate it.
I think the only reason people liked it is because I was doing the Louis Armstrong growl.
We've got to do, if the Sylvaneth come up, we've got to do a Gummy Bears one. I don't know why. That's just a bit for me.
Here they come, the Sylvaneth.
You could do Jason the Wheeled Warriors as well, to be fair. That would work.
Wow, that would be ace. Yeah.
That would go Walker.
Yeah, of course.
That works well, yeah.
Orcs
versus
trolls. I'm gonna burn you. I'm just a Morco Gork. I demand a sequel to Pooh Wolf. I think Batty takes it for the batshit of the question there. I mean, Jesus Christ, Pooh Wolf, that's going back a long, long time.
How many years?
10, 11?
Woo! Damn, boy.
Can I still remember it? Pooh Wolf, where the air is thin. Pooh Wolf, he'll eat your skin. He lives in the bog and he watches you. Pooh Wolf, he's gonna run you through. Pooh Wolf, yes, he's made of poo. Pooh Wolf, he's a doggy-doo. Pooh Wolf, he'll shit where you sit. Pooh Wolf, he's gonna eat you just a little bit. I'm sorry.
There's going to be a point in your future where your son asks questions.
And it's all documented. That's the thing. It's the age of the internet, so you can't be vague about it. That's the thing.
No, I mean, there's episodes of the old oil house out there that still have Pooh Wolf on them. So.
Oh my god.
Oh dear. Right. So the next one is best fluff moment.
Oh wow.
Okay. Batshits. My wife dressed as a Marine.
Oh, kinky. All right.
All the outtakes. Way too difficult to pick. Nurgling. You'll notice some trends here.
Yeah. Is the Nurgling going to be like the new Fly thing?
Oh no. Batroc Lilipa. Because it's fun to see Adam say Batroc Lilipe because he leaps. He is Batroc. He leaps. He bounces and leaps. That's what he does. He leaps. He is Batroc Lilipe. Nobody knows who the fucking Batroc the Leaper is. And of course, blood for the blood god, skull for the... Do you ever wonder if you just made the wrong decision in life?
Oh my god. What, is that like Khan the Betrayer having like an existential crisis?
It's a possibility. It's a possibility.
I mean,
it would be in character, I suppose.
If he did make the wrong choice, then my god, that's really bad because he's been doing the wrong thing for like 10,000 years. Wow.
Well, to be fair, I think he would kind of lose interest in a thing after 10,000 years.
Oh, Khan hasn't. Khan still has a whale of a time.
Oh, good for him.
Maiming and burning.
That's a man dedicated to his hobby, isn't it? Good man.
Yeah, really is. To his craft, really.
Yeah.
So the ones that are actually in the... Let's see if you can work out which one's the winner. Adam losing it and George unintentionally quoting something funny. Watching as Adam constantly rolls horrible characters whilst Andy and George get playable ones.
That is great. That I love.
Oh, this was a batshit, sorry. I love every minute, but joining the live stream and seeing Adam getting annoyed because it was him or George hosting was highly amusing. So it's rolling horrible characters, whilst you two get playable ones. Me losing my will to live. You say something funny. Pantaloons.
Ooh.
Oh.
So out of those three, what do you think wins? Oh, and last year's Fluffies. Sorry. So last year's Fluffies, Pantaloons, horrible characters, and Adam losing it and George unintentionally saying something funny.
I'm going to go with my favourite one, which is the horrible characters.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd go for pantaloons, because I like trousers.
Pantaloons wins.
Yeah.
I just want to point out that with 70% of the votes, pantaloons, which means, right, that I'm in the right.
I don't think that's what it means. I think it means people enjoying you going crazy. It doesn't mean that they agree with you.
I think it's part of the sadism of the internet, to be perfectly honest.
People are joining me, and we are getting behind my anti-pantaloon campaigns, right? Where we find all civilization that wears pantaloons and remove them from history. We just burn them down. I don't mean like take them out of history books. I mean go back in time and bomb them.
This is like, it's like a Darren Grimes live stream if Darren Grimes were like anti-pantaloons instead of a nasty little shit.
Well, I can be both. New Stephen Mini spotted with pantaloons. Thanks, Nick.
Wow. Yeah.
Bastard. Right then. So now we're going to get into the actual meat of the show, shall we say? And we're going to kick that
meat
off.
and the tatties.
The meat,
tatties.
Yeah, the great unclean ones guts of the show, yeah?
Yes, we're going to get into the giant meat and guts of the Sunday roast.
Excellent.
Good? Yeah?
Yeah, that works. Okay, so it's the best adaptation into a video game. We shall kick it off with the Batshits, as always. We've got Final Liberation. We've got Final Liberation.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
We've got Final Liberation.
Mm-hmm.
You'll notice a trend here. Literally, 80% of these entries are the words Final Liberation.
Right, okay.
Because it's not even that good of a game, even when it came out.
The best.
We also have Nurgling.
Of course.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Flycatcher 2000. Sorry, Flycatcher 2000.
Okay.
And, you know, when I was young, I wanted to be a priest of Sigma, but my mum said there's no future in it, so I turned to corn for a job.
Aye.
Fair
enough.
The actual ones. Space Marine Anniversary. Hang on, Space Marine Anniversary. Was that a thing?
Yeah, they did an update for it.
They did, didn't they?
Yeah. For a second.
Oh, and then to be a real shit, when you probably didn't know this, but when the announcement for Space Marine 2 came out, they upped the price buck up to £40 instead of what its reduced price was.
Of course.
Sneaky bastards.
Yeah.
Space Marine Anniversary was a nice surprise. The Necromunda FPS, I guess. Space Marine again. Talisman. I was considering putting that into the Batshit, but no, I won't.
No.
I won't. Talisman, right there. Sorry, I've just realised there's a Batshit I missed. Inquisition Trainer by Adeptus Kreng. Hired Gun and Blood Bowl 2. So Blood Bowl 2, Hired Gun, Talisman, Necromunda FPS, and Space Marine Anniversary. Any ideas what takes that?
Space Marine is the one that's got the most popular appeal. That's for damn sure.
But it's not really a new game, is it?
It's not, is it? No,
it's just a re-release.
It is a tricky one, this. I imagine Blood Bowl did quite well as well. I don't know about this one.
Right, I'm going to just give it a few seconds for the chat to catch up to see if they've got any ideas.
I'm just going to say Fire Warrior. I'd go with that.
No.
It was bad, wasn't it? No.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with the Amiga version of the Space Crusade video game.
Absolutely.
Yeesh.
With the Soul
On floppy disk. Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
On floppy disk. Yes.
Unfortunately, nobody. I like the fact that Final Liberation went into the chat as well.
Oddly enough, there wasn't a huge amount of like individual Warhammer games released last year. It was a lot of like DLCs for things, but not a lot of individual game releases. Like there was Hired Gun, and the other kind of bigger one was Battle Sector, and I think that's those are the big ones, and then lots of DLCs for lots of other games as well.
So in number three, Space Marine Anniversary. Number 2, Blood Bowl 2.
Okay.
And number 1, Hired Gun.
Right.
It had a rough start, but it seemed like it got better reviews now. I guess they fixed all the bugs, because when it came out, it was a bit of a mess.
It was a little bit unfinished, wasn't it?
Yeah, yes. And it's clearly an attempt to do a Doom clone, and it's fine.
Which is fine. I mean, that's actually a decent format for 40k, isn't it?
I don't think they nailed Doom, but they tried. It's fine.
It's okay as a sort of like down the road FPS, like middle market. It's fine. There's nothing overwhelmingly wrong with it at the moment.
It was just, like I say, a mess when it ccame out,
wasn't it, Joss?
Yeah.
So yeah, well done, Hired Gun, I guess.
Yeah, it's
Oh, I've just realised we have a Stu in the chat. Hello, Stu. Uncle Stu.
Hi. Hello.
So we're going to move on to the Independent Creator Award, which is all the stuff that people out in the world have done stuff. They've created things, various forms of entertainment, miniatures, and all sorts, to be honest with you. And this is an award to celebrate them. Unfortunately, there's not that much in the way of Batshits. The only Batshit we've got is the legions of Rule 34 artists.
Of which there are many.
Everyone's got their thing. There should be porn of everything. So, rock and roll.
Well, it's the internet, so there is.
Yeah.
We also have, do you even know how much a pension is when you go with corn?
No.
I wouldn't think a pension is much of a concept for a Cornate follower, to be perfectly honest.
No, you don't usually worry about getting to a ripe old age, but we say that, but Khan's at least 10,000 years old, if not more.
But that's a point. He's not retired.
No. That's also fair. Yeah, he's still in the workforce.
Strong, isn't he? Still going strong.
So the actual
guy's pension's going to be crazy by the end of it. Holy shit!
Yeah. Oh my god! Can you imagine when he finally retires as a demon prince? Obviously. Wow.
So
he could buy becoming a demon prince. That's for sure.
So the answers. Let's see if you can work out who wins this one. The team behind 28, which is a magazine, and it's very good.
Okay.
Whoever did the STLs for the Cheese Stealer Colts. Max from Turnip 28. Midwinter Minis, mostly for building his own Orc Gargant out of junk.
Yeah, that was neat. I like that video.
That was cool.
Kyoto for his Not Squats. And
did you put that in, Gruff?
I did not. I do not answer any of these.
Okay.
I do not, because that I might tip the balance, and I would also be tempted to try and tip the balance to piss people off. So I don't. And the overall mention of the people doing the Battlefleet Gothic STL files. So that's a few people there. So any ideas who won that one?
I'd have no idea.
This one, I'm not sure. I'm not entirely sure. Although I was very impressed by the Midwinter Minis Gargant thing. That was amazing.
It's true. Yeah.
So Midwinter Minis comes in at number 3.
Right.
Turnip 28 comes in at number 2. And the 28 team, the team behind the 28 magazine, comes in at number 1.
Right.
Which I actually think is very, very worthwhile. Have you not read the 28 magazine?
No, this is like an independent magazine,
yeah? So it's an independent digital magazine. It's produced quarterly, and it basically gets into Blanchitsu style everything from fiction to art to miniature painting to scenery making. Yeah, it's absolutely gorgeous. There's some of the
that sounds great.
I'll hook you up with some of the issues.
Yes, please do.
Which isn't piracy because it's free. So
right,
just in case before anyone starts to worry. It's an absolute gloriously beautiful thing to read. Some of the stuff in there is immense. And you'll probably recognise some of the pictures and stuff from Instagram and things like that. It's absolutely beautiful. So well done to 28. They're absolutely fantastic. They've got a podcast now as well. I haven't listened to it yet, so I might have to give that a go at some point.
Brilliant stuff. Yeah, that sounds really cool.
So, next up, we've got the Community Commander Award. Now, this is for names of people. So, this isn't just for the people who are making stuff. This is sort of podcasters, YouTubers, all that type of thing.
This should be really strong this year. There's a lot of good stuff out there right now.
This is for people who have really stood out over the last year as being just good people who are good for the hobby, they're good for the community, and they're going out and they're doing all the right stuff. That's basically what this is for. So, what we've got is, we've only got the 2. No, there we go. We've got 3. I knew there was 3, and I just couldn't see the third one. We've got 3 Batshits. We've got All My Beer. We've got Uncle Nurg. Oh, actually, no, that isn't a bullshit.
I was going to say, that's a real one.
Somebody else has written Nurgling, so it's like, I got confused for a second there. And, of course, well, I'm now locked in. Going to have to spend the rest of my days fighting with corn, hoping that my pension comes through, hoping that my daily wage works. I hope one day I can get back to dear Emmanuel. All I'm going to say is you don't know where this is going.
No, there's like a story developing here, isn't there?
Yeah.
There's a mythology developing, which is becoming intriguing.
It's very, very strange. I know where this goes.
Yeah.
I've seen it. Actual people. Snipe and Wib.
Of course, Snipe and Wib have done some great stuff this year. I love their second ed stuff at the moment. That is so great fun. Watch it. Oh my god, I'd forgotten how batshit crazy the close combat rules are in second ed. I'd forgotten.
Yeah.
Hang on, is Midwinter Minis not counted as a real person?
This is more to do with people who are doing stuff that's good for the hobby. Not stuff that they've done which is good, but it's people who have done stuff that.
Oh, okay. I thought you were suggesting Midwinter Minis wasn't a person.
Can I just flag up one of the best jokes I've ever heard in a Warhammer related video, which is when Snipe and Wib did their review of Warhammer Armies Undead, and I think it was Snipe said something along the lines of, "Mummies tend to catch fire because they're as dry as Ben Shapiro's wife." Oof.
Yes. That was a very, very funny one, that one.
I think I may have paused the video to go and just fall over for a bit at that.
I mean,
brilliant.
Snipe and Wib have done some absolutely great videos.
They've done some corking stuff this year. I mean, really, absolutely brilliant stuff. And it's really fun seeing them get to grips with second ed, I've got to say.
We've also got Lord Voldemort. Kirioth, and I just want to actually stop for a second just to read this, sorry. Kirioth, I don't think he understands how much his own hopes and fears mirror his audience and how relatable he is because of that.
Yeah.
Andy Millman.
Hey.
What? Yeah.
Why?
You got votes.
Are you sure you didn't put? I think you did this, Gruff.
Not me. Not me. Rich Mid Gaming on YouTube for his charity streamathon. I don't know anything about that one, I'm afraid. Uncle Nerd.
Okay.
Arch. Seri from the Hobby Room Twitch. Chapter Master Valarak. You guys constantly trying to upload and keep content flowing. We failed miserably this year on that one. So.
There was actually a lot of nominees, really.
There is a lot, but it has been strong this year. There's been some good stuff on YouTube and whatnot.
So instead of doing 3, I'm going to do 5 in reverse order this one. Anybody take a hint, I guess?
I mean, I think it's obvious, yeah.
I think it's Kirioth because he's just, he does knock out of the park. And
he's also the most popular, one of the more popular Warhammer people on YouTube, so it would make sense.
Yeah, he's got a great broad demographic as well as Kirioth. He appeals to a lot of different types of people and players, which is great.
Just makes sense logically.
Yeah. Okay, so going in number 5, we've got Andy Millman.
Hey.
Why?
You've got your fans out there, Andy, I think.
I guess, yeah. I'm sorry.
Bravo, sir.
Yeah.
At number 4, Lord Voldemort.
Mm-hmm.
At number 3, Chapter Master Valrak.
Mm-hmm.
At number 2, Snipe and Whip.
Yay!
And with, I kid you not, 2% difference in votes, Kirioth.
Wow.
Yeah, of course.
That's super close, though, 2%.
Yeah.
Very, very close. I was actually watching during end of December as Snipe and Whip and Kirioth kept changing places every couple of hours. It was very interesting to watch.
That's brilliant. That's really great because they're both great channels, you know.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. So, moving on to the best site, which is, once again, all-around community stuff.
Mm-hmm.
There's some really good things here. Best site bullshits. I've taken a break from podcasts.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough, I suppose.
The Trove until it went boom due to that fucker that worked for Chaos. I've actually tried desperately to say that without laughing.
I was gonna.
The Trove until it went boom due to that fucker that worked for Chaos. I can't.
You can't do it, can you?
No. If you don't know the story, the Trove was a archive site for RPG games, and it was archiving lots and lots of out-of-print stuff. Granted, it was also archiving some in-print stuff, which is where the problem lies.
Yes, which is not great.
And a guy who used to work for Chaosium, doesn't anymore, went after them with some legal things and got it knocked down, which is a massive shame, to be honest, because there was stuff on there. I mean, put it this way, I've got the Ralph Bakshi's Wizards RPG because of that site.
Oh.
Yeah, I've got a lot of RPG stuff from that site, all completely out of print, because if it's in print, I won't download it. But yeah, it is like really cool to be able to go back to like 1980 and play Bunnies and Burrows or Tunnels and Trolls. So actual nominees for the best site. You guys, duh.
Hey.
All right. The Warhammer community site. Beasts of War.
It's...
Nurgling. I'm not put that into Batshit. It's here too many times. 1D4chan. Instagram, which is a new one that's appeared this year.
Right.
War
Quite
Games,
broad.
War Games Illustrated. Cold Open Stories.
Like seeing Instagram, I can see why, because if you want just like photos of high quality people doing like really good work, that is the place to go.
Absolutely.
I almost feel it shouldn't be counted just because it's not a Warhammer site in essence.
Yeah.
It's a social media site. It's like saying Twitter. It's like I get it, but
yeah, I just found it very interesting. There was actually a fair few things for Instagram. Any
that's
ideas?
fair. I can
any
see
idea
it.
who wins?
I mean, it's tempting to say the Warhammer community site, but I don't know.
I'd like to believe there's something better than the Warhammer community site.
Yeah, I would. I mean, don't get me wrong. I would like one of the independent sites to win.
Yeah,
I would definitely like one of the independent sites to win, but I've got a feeling it might be.
Well, if I did a top 8, Instagram and Facebook would be on there. But I'm not, so. At number 3. Get the tension up. Warhammer Community.
Oh, okay.
At number 2. 1D4chan. At number 1. Cold Open Stories.
Yes! Brilliant. That's
nice.
Fantastic. Very pleased.
And it's all down to the fact that Cold Open Stories did that Inquisitor thing last year.
Yes, that's fantastic.
It started the year before. But because they did that, basically, what did it end up being a Choose Your Own Adventure Inquisitor site, which was an incredible thing. A lot of people seem to get behind that because that got mentioned by name multiple times. Plus, it's a really nice looking site. So, that's all very, very good. So we've only got 2 more left for the Community Awards. So we're going to go for next, Best Podcast. What I'm going to do is I'm going to remove us from it because I ain't giving ourselves an award. All right? That feels weird and I don't like doing it. So in the Batshits, we've got the Fluffenhammer. We've got, I'm sure Sean did this, life swords. I'm just going to stare at the camera for a second so Sean knows I'm looking at him. We've got Sonic the Comic the Podcast. Just kidding, it's Fury's Finest, a Marvel Protocol podcast that tells you both the character's comic and movie history as well as some tips on how to play them. We've also got You Have Triggered Extremis. And we've got Oh Dear Emmanuel, How I Miss You, but now I am knee-deep in the blood of my enemies. I hope this letter finds you well.
I'm actually starting to get a sense for this character now.
It's Byron, isn't it? It's Corn Byron. Anyway. So, actual ones. We've got Realm and Ruin. We've got The Outer Circles. We've got Sotek. We've got the Bonehead podcast. We've got... we're missing one here. Realm and Ruin, Outer Circles, Sotek, Bonehead podcast, Sanctious Extremis. There we go. That's all of them. I just had to move the page. Sorry. Weirdly enough, no Warhammer Community podcast because they've gone.
It just seems to have frittered off, doesn't it, a little bit?
Vanished.
I assume that might be just because of it kind of frittered off around COVID-ish time, right? So maybe they decided to stop it until time comes back and people can see each other. Yeah, maybe they've just given up with it. Who knows, right?
I mean, there are so many Warhammer podcasts as well, which are pretty damn good and are kind of doing the job already.
It is weird because it actually seemed to be getting a really nice little life of itself.
It did.
It was it kind of started, stopped, and then when it came back that last time, everything just seemed a lot more relaxed and a lot more just a lot more comfortable, and it seemed. It was
always most compelling when you got a sense of what it was like behind the scenes, with certain creators like the writers and whatnot. That was fascinating.
By the way, if I was going to put out my own best podcast, it would actually be the Glass Cannon podcast, which is an actual play RPG show, which is incredible. I don't really listen to that many actual play RPG shows because I find some of them can be a little bit hit and miss. Glass Cannon hits it out the park every single time. It's incredible. Also, they've got a character called Roger Cumstone. Just leaving that there. Just leave it there.
Putting that one out there, yeah?
So Realm and Ruin, Outer Circles, Sotek, Bonehead podcast, Sanctious Extremis. What do you think takes it?
You know what? I don't know with this one because there's a lot of really good podcasts and they all do very different things. I find they cater to different tastes and whatnot. So I don't know with this one.
Weirdly enough, I think that's the least amount of engagement, least amount of votes. It's which is a bit of a sad one. And if we were going to go by actual votes, we would take our own prize, and I'm not doing that. That would be weird. So Sanctious Extremis won this one. And that's purely because, as a few people have said here, they're back after a year-long hiatus.
Yeah, wow. I know they were very, very popular.
Yeah, absolutely. And then the final community award is the best YouTube channel. This one is tight.
Yeah, I imagine this one is going to be quite...
This is
some good stuff in this one.
Tight. Like, honestly, there's a gnat's fart between the winners.
No.
Here. Okay. So we've got, in the Batshit, we've only got the one Batshit, weirdly enough. And that is, Emmanuel, stab, cut, thread, stab, eat, stab, thread, cut, Emmanuel.
Someone put time and effort into this. I'm rather impressed.
Just fucking wait. Actual answers: Kirioth, Adeptus Ridiculous, Oculus Imperialis, Wib and Snipe, Dice Check, Uncle Atom, Still 2 plus Tough, as Doug is a real charmer, apparently, Outer Circles, Mini Wargaming, Chapter Master Valorak, Uncle Nerdling.
God,
Uncle Nurgling.
I like most of them. I'll be honest, and they all, again, very different flavors of hobby.
Yeah, they all do. There's a big variety of things that people can do with Warhammer Online, whether it be painting guides, talking about the news,
reports, discussion
building,
of
converting. Yeah, loads.
I don't know with this one. I honestly don't know. There's some really strong stuff there. I could tell you what I like. What I listen to or watch.
When I say there is a shrew's fart in between the winners, I am not kidding.
Is this Kirioth and Snipe and Wib again?
Kirioth, Snipe and Wib, Uncle Atom, Chapter Master Valarak, and hang on, let me just check the numbers again here. And Mini Wargaming. We are talking that at one point it looked like there's going to be a four-way tie. Because everything is so close. I'm not going to try and break this down. Basically, Mini Wargaming came in at 4th.
Mm-hmm.
Uncle Atom came in at 3rd.
Yeah.
Kirioth came in 2nd.
Right, okay.
And with 1 vote's difference, and honestly, I am, 1 vote. It's Wib and Snipe.
Yay!
Wow.
Brilliant.
I just want to point out that 1 vote came in yesterday.
No, I'm really pleased about that. It's so cool.
Every vote counts. Remember that, people.
To give you an idea,
very nice.
Mini Wargaming, the difference in votes between Mini Wargaming and Snipe and Wib is 6 votes.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
That's how close that was.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah.
It's interesting. Also, best YouTube channel, probably I think it was the second I worked out, the second most engaged category. More people did that than a lot of the other ones. Very
right.
Very, very strange. But
if you haven't seen Codex Compliant, guys, by Snipe and Wib, go and check that out. It's loads of fun.
I do find the numbers fascinating. I'm very boring. I'm sorry. So we're going to get into the real nitty-gritty of it all. That is the Community Awards. So we're now going to get into some of the other stranger things. We've also got here the best non-GW game release.
Okay, not sure about this one.
Yes, the Batshits are eggs.
Yeah.
1-page rules, the Nurgling edition. Catching flies.
Yeah, I can see how that could be a game.
Oh, how I wish I could return once more to your home, Emmanuel, but unfortunately, you are dead to me now. I know this as I walk in shoes made of your skin and wear a hat made of your face.
Oh, he's always close then. That's nice. It's a happy ending.
This hasn't ended, Auntie.
I was going to say, I've got a feeling there are chapters to come.
So, best non-GW game release. Infinity. Rain in
Is
Hell.
that the Marvel one?
Yeah, no, that is, Infinity is like it's a more anime style 40k space game.
Oh, okay.
Infinity. Rain in Hell, which, if you haven't looked at that, go look at Rain in Hell. Fucking hell. 1-page rules. Frostgrave, Turnip 28. A Marvel Crisis Protocol. Epic Battles American Civil War. Hero Quest Redux. Privateer Press with the new Iron Kingdoms role-playing game.
With this one, I don't really know.
I would imagine maybe 1-page rules, or like maybe the Hero Quest Redux, but people might be put off by some of the aspects of what the final release of Hero Quest was.
Yeah. It's a tricky one, is it? Because I would have said Hero Quest were it not for the fact that it wasn't a very successful release, was it?
It was troubled.
Financially, it was a very successful release.
In terms of product, though.
As a product, I think that it's going to sink without a trace now. I think now it's out, it's just going to go. I don't think it's going to have a huge amount of staying power. unfortunately.
No, sadly.
Very sadly. I wasn't a fan, to be honest with you.
No, you didn't like the style, did you? Like the style they went with?
No, it wasn't British enough because it's an American, it's an American creation. So yeah, that's totally understandable. It's and it's made by Hasbro, so it's going to have that Dungeons and Dragons look to it.
Of course.
Not my thing at all. So at number 4, one-page rules.
Interesting.
Okay. At number 3, and this surprised me, Frostgrave. At number 2, Rain in Hell.
Okay.
It is the game made by Uncle Atom from.
Right.
It is a skirmish game, and it looks gorgeous, and I cannot wait to get my hands on it. And at number 1, Turnip 28. Which, go look at Turnip 28. Turnip 28's amazing.
Yeah, I don't really know that one, if I'm honest.
It's a game that has come out of a picture. So the guy behind it, he did a picture of somebody after a root vegetable apocalypse.
Okay, fair enough.
Where he's got like tubers growing out of him, and like his limbs are all weathered and his arm is all beaten and dented. And over the last 2 years, it's just grown and grown and grown and grown, and now you've got things like the swine herds, which is sentient cannibalistic pigs. You've got what is this world's version of Asia, which is on the back of a giant turtle that just walks around the earth. You've got everything's based around what should be France, and it's just everyone worships the vegetable because the vegetable is real and sentient, and it will infest you.
That sounds actually incredible.
Go and read up on it, man. It's something else. It's so good.
Oh, I am intrigued now.
So, moving on from that, we're going to start hitting the big stuff now. Are we all ready? We're going to hit first with there it is, Best Official Video, put out by GW.
Oh, there's a lot of videos this time round.
Mm-hmm.
Lots. I don't know. Was the Zigfold one this year or last year?
That was last year.
That was last year, wasn't it? Damn. Otherwise, I'd have said Zigfold. No.
Mm-hmm. It was the end of last year, actually.
It was, wasn't it? Yes, the very end, because Zigfold himself came out early this year, didn't he?
Yeah.
That's right. Yes.
So in the Batshits, the Why I Hate Horses video.
Yeah.
Flight of Dragons.
I would have voted for Flight of Dragons.
Space Crusade Elder Attack.
Oh, God, that's a little bit of wishful thinking, I think.
Nom. There is one here which I think is meant to be a bullshit, a batshit, but I'm going to keep it anyhow. Because it says here, the Duncan Rhodes Painting Academy videos. It's not official GW, but to be honest with you, I'm keeping that in there.
Yeah, keep it in. Why not?
Sure, why not? Yeah.
And oh, Eleanor, if only your father had agreed to our marriage, but now a codpiece he must be.
Okay. God, this is going places now.
Told you. Actual answers. The Painting Masterclass videos.
Mm-hmm.
The 9th edition / Octarius trailer.
Mm-hmm.
Hammer and Bolter episode. Elder versus Dreadnought.
Right.
Nighthaunt launch trailer. Hang on.
What?
I think that's a batshit. Sorry.
That must be a batshit. Yeah, because that certainly didn't happen.
I put that one in the wrong column. That's my bad.
That certainly didn't happen.
Angels of Death. And the Space Marine trailer. Oh, and sorry. And the Dominion video.
Oh, you mean Space Marine 2 trailer?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is quite tricky because they're all rather good, weren't they?
Mm-hmm.
The 9th Ed one would have been very, very exciting.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't know with this one.
I could see it either going to the Kill Team one or Space Marine 2 because of the hype.
Yeah, the hype was big around Space Marine 2. So.
Yeah.
And it was a very good video.
Mm-hmm.
I think I preferred the Kill Team video, to be fair, between the two of them. I thought the Kill Team one was a bit more actiony rather than it just be a big reveal, which Space Marine 2 was. That was the point of it.
Yeah.
Weirdly enough, Kill Team, not on this list. Didn't get any votes.
Really?
Oh, did it not go? Wow.
I mean,
I would have thought the Ocularis one would have got through because it had the cool orc thing.
Yeah,
It's really cool.
Yeah.
So what actually happened was anybody who voted for it, it's this horrible thing of 9th edition trailer stroke Octarius. So do we split that into two, or do we just go for the fact that...
Well, they're two separate videos on two separate products. I would say they're different.
All right, then. I'll split that into two, then. Do you want me to unveil it?
Sure, yeah.
Go on, then.
Okay. At number 4, Space Marine 2.
Oh, I thought that'd be higher.
I would have thought that'd be higher as well.
At number 3, Octarius.
Okay. Again, surprised.
Stroke 9th edition.
Mm-hmm.
At number 2, Dominion.
Okay.
At number 1, the episode of Hammer and Bolter. It's got like 5 different names here, and I haven't actually seen the episode yet. But basically, the one where it's Elder attacking and a dreadnought comes to life and starts murdering them all.
Oh, right. Okie dokie.
Different people have put different names for the episode. I was meant to check it out to make sure I had the right name. Haven't had the chance. But that took number 1 big time.
Wow.
So a lot of people seem to get behind that. I would also like to point
people
out,
people are liking these animations then, yeah?
It seems to be completely 50-50. But either either really enjoying them or hating them.
I've
liked what I've seen so far. What I found really strange was Angels of Death didn't get very many votes. And as I say, I haven't watched it yet, so I don't really have an opinion on it. But interesting. I thought it was very, very interesting because Warhammer Plus put so much effort into pinning its hopes on Angels of Death, and for it to not get very high in there.
Yeah, that's a little, isn't it? A little concerning.
Very interesting. I also want to point out that if Duncan Rhodes Painting Academy was an official video, he would have won.
His videos are very good, and he's also very likable as well, to be fair.
Yes, he's good in front of the camera, isn't he?
So what I'm saying is that best official video goes to Dreadnought. Best video goes to Duncan Rhodes Painting Academy.
Great.
Great. When I send out the little awards, I'll send Duncan just a little tiny one that just says
excellent. Excellent. That's cute.
Right. So next one is the misstep of the year.
Oh wow.
This one, I'm going to pull the curtain back a little bit here.
Yeah.
There was stuff on here that I don't know if it was meant to be batshit or not. What I've decided to do is I'm going to put it into its own little side thing here.
Okay.
And we're not really going to do much with it. And it's all down to the fact that GW put out the Warhammer is for Everybody again this year. And some people taking the fact that it's Warhammer is for everyone, if you're not this type of person, then get out. So it isn't for everyone, and it becomes a circular argument. I don't agree with that, and I don't think it was put forward as a joke. And I think that it's probably best just to push that to the side. There isn't a huge amount of it, I'll be honest. But I want to be honest, and I want to be upfront about what I'm doing with that one.
Yeah.
Purely because the way that it's been put into this category, it makes me uncomfortable the way that it's been presented. I've really denied about what to do with that one. So, as I say, I want to be upfront, I want to be honest, and I'm saying the few responses that we've had along those lines of that one, I'm just going to put them to one side, and we're going to...
Yeah, I mean, if those are people's responses, their responses, that's fair enough. They're allowed their opinion on that.
Sure, allowed your opinion. I don't think it kind of fits with what is trying to be said here. Yeah, I don't think it fits with. If it had been more along the lines of the misstep being that it was poorly worded, and I disagree with the way that it was worded, I wouldn't have an issue with it. But the issue that I have is that it seems to be a little bit. You're saying Warhammer's for everyone, but I'm going to be a raging dickhead, so why can't it be for me as well?
Yeah, yeah.
And I think when you put your flag into that, I don't think you deserve any time or effort.
No, quite right.
So I'm going to.
I don't know. I think everybody should have their time to say their piece. To be honest, you know.
I mean,
I'm not too fussed by it.
No, it's just one of those things. And to be honest with you, the one I read out there was the tamest version of what we got for that. And I'm not going to get into any further details on the rest of that. It was one of those moments where I just kind of went, yeah, that's language I'm not comfortable in using. So I think it doesn't really hit any of the top threes, so that's okay. But I don't really want to get into it as a batshit either.
Yeah, yeah.
So there we go. So curtain goes back, and we're going to hit some batshits. The batshits are Space Marine the movie. Actually, one of them actually says Space Marine the movie starring Chris Hemsworth. All right.
Yeah. No, I could sort of see that.
My bus. Yep. I would love to know what goes through people's minds in this.
Yeah, right.
Especially as you go further down, it said my bus timetable. So I don't know if that's the same person or if it's two people working in tandem. The fact that mammoths are dead.
Oh, there's a misstep.
Yeah, that's very sad.
The one I took off the side of my building.
The mammoth they took off the side of the building.
The one I took off the side. So, misstep of the year. The one I took off the side of my building.
Oh, wow, okay. He's doing well for himself if they're replying.
Yeah, it took me a while to process that one.
Your mother was never a fan of me, but that's not a problem now, as she is wrapped around my axe and keeping my armpits warm. Okay, actual answers. The IP debacle and the sudden silence on Cursed City.
Oh, yeah, there were some issues there.
One of the big things that keeps coming up in this one is not keeping the community informed. Secrets and changing posts. GW's lack of communication with the finance industry could have a big effect on fans. The stance of the community, particular fan animations, lack of communication. I mean, the words lack of communication just completely fire through this.
I think that does seem to be like the linchpin of all this, doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah, it's very GWE, I feel.
Yeah, more so this year than it has been in the past.
Yeah.
It's a very bad thing to have happened. Announcing things that haven't appeared for months. Don't try to build hype by showing something a year away. Badly handed intellectual property notices.
I would say starting up a streaming service when they didn't have enough content for it.
Yeah,
personally,
absolutely. Yep. There's.
Is that one of the choices?
It is. Yep.
Warhammer, okay.
Warhammer Plus not being ready on release.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to do a top three here because it's quite obvious what wins here. But I just want to say that with the third amount of votes was. I'm just going to use this one to signify the entire thing because I think it's brilliant. Weird Spanish dickheads.
Yeah.
Very nice. Warhammer Plus launching before it was ready.
That's number two.
Yep.
That number two. God, I might have thought. I would have thought that. Yeah.
Honestly, I spent about 3 days working the misstep of the year, just trying to get it all together, all together. The community at large, how the GW has spoken to and worked with the community over the last year is the biggest misstep. There is an absolute ton, ranging from how Cursed City. I mean, let's not call a spade here. As much as the digging I did explains what happened, the fact that they did not explain it to anyone, and I'm talking anyone, I think is not a good look at all.
No.
Yeah, and the way that going back and changing posts, that's not a good look. That's really
no.
That's not good at all. But yeah, just the lack of communication to the fans. Not talking is the big misstep, and I'm not going to lie, that is something like 87% of the votes.
It would be. It would be.
It was huge, absolutely.
Man, if only they had a place where they could talk about things directly to the fans, like some kind of community page. Who knows, right?
Who would have thought that such a thing would happen? Shall we get a little bit happy again?
Yep, let's.
Right, most batshit announcement.
Oh.
New Guardians. New Guardians. Yeah. Oh, no, that happened this year. Fuck.
That's this year, yeah.
Fuck, it doesn't count.
It happened in January.
So, batshit announcement. Ooh. I don't know.
When was the new Eldar stuff announced?
Yeah, I've gone kind of blank on this one.
Okay. There is absolutely no batshits in the batshit announcement.
Okay.
Space Marine 2.
Yeah.
I can see that, yeah.
Was the Broken Realms that had the Slanesh children last year?
That was in 2020, yep.
That was in 2020, right.
Oh,
God,
yeah.
I've lost all sense of time.
Oh, yes. Dungeon fucking
It's all this
bowl.
Zeech worship. That's what it is. It's all this Zeech worship. It's screwing with my sense of perception.
It's like, I absolutely love this. Space Marine 2. Dungeon fucking bowl.
Yeah.
Fucking dragons.
Dragons, yeah, of course.
Curse City fucking turns up again.
Yeah.
That was a surprise. That was a shock, I've got to say.
Bellacor Boom Boom Sky Blam.
Yeah, that was a thing. That was definitely a thing.
Sigvald, look at those cheeks.
Yes!
Now, does it mean his actual cheeks or does it mean his bum?
Who knows?
George, you've got the model. Which one?
I do have the model. It could be either or, really.
All right, okay, yeah.
3 months between AOS 3.0 and any battle tome, then another 2 months for dragons. The 40k advent calendar.
What was that this year?
It was little chibi marines, but it was the same marine in different colours.
Oh, okay.
I don't think it sold, to be honest with you.
No.
Are they kind of like the chibi marines that we got, not last year, but you gave me the little tiny Mechanicus thing. Is it the same stuff?
Yeah, it's them.
Okay.
So any idea what won the most batshit announcement?
It could be Space Marine, because that's been on. That's not existed for like 10 years.
Yeah,
and now it comes back.
It was a shock, wasn't it?
Yeah. Especially now Relic's not around either for it, so which is a worry.
Once we've done this, by the way, I've got to do a secondary version of this poll. But I'll come down in a second. So, number 3. Dungeon fucking bowl.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Number 2. Fucking Curse City fucking turns up again. What?
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, 100%.
The amount of F-bombs in this one is ridiculous. Yeah. Right? And at number 1, Bellacor Boom Sky Blam. I'm going to call it that.
Wow.
So, yeah, Bellacor's re-release is the thing that took it.
Yeah.
Nobody saw Bellacor coming.
It kind of was a bit of a shock, to be honest. I don't think anybody anticipated that. And for it to be such it wasn't just the model either, but they did so much in AOS with him.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, I mean, the Bellacor book is... I think it's one of my favourite things that GW's ever done.
Yeah, they change a lot with it, don't they? They change the metaphysics of the realms and the Stormcast and what. It's brilliant. I mean, it really is great. And the size of Bellacor as well. That miniature's huge.
It's so nice. But I mean, I think that book is it's incredible. It's as a piece of the ongoing fiction, it's amazing.
Yeah.
As a standalone piece of fiction, it's amazing.
It's the best of those books, the Broken Realms books, by a country mile.
Yeah, and they're all pretty damn good. I think the Texas is probably the weakest.
And it's still pretty damn good.
Absolutely. It just doesn't hit the same heights as Bellacor and Marathi.
Yeah, right.
I wish Kragnos had been better.
Yeah.
So aye, Bellacor's reappearance. That was the
I'm kind of pleased about that. I'm pleased about that.
On a side note, I just want to point out that a lot of people mentioned Joey Beatty, Henry Cavill, all of the people that came out this year.
Yes.
They were. Thanks. What I quite like about this is that people just went, look, the hobby's bigger than it used to be, or at least people are happier to talk about it. But it didn't get enough votes to hit the top 5. But it's something I wanted to mention. That it was just quite nice.
It's sweet, isn't it? It's very nice to see it represented in that way.
Mm-hmm. So, are we ready to move on?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
The Childlike Excitement Award.
Oh, God. Well, this is going to be very subjective, isn't it? Very subjective, so...
Batshits. Your sisters did like me, which is why I keep them close. Very close. Closer even than you, which I feel guilty about. Is this an affair? Am I having an affair with your sisters, as they are stitched into my flesh? This is something I must discuss with my Lord, and discuss with my God, for I am unsure. Honestly, this is starting to read like some kind of weird love letter, and
it sounds almost like a weird kind of horror story in the form of a love letter.
Mm-hmm.
I still think it sounds like a happy ending, to be fair. He's doing great.
Well, he's got his entire wife's family stitched into him or wearing them as clothes. So
he seems content in it, though, doesn't he?
He does. He seems very, very happy.
There are no losers in this story.
No, clearly, except the family, obviously. But
maybe they'll want it. You don't know.
Maybe so. Yeah.
They might be in Slanesh worshippers.
They might. In which instance, they're fine.
Yeah,
they're very happy indeed.
We've also got in the Batshits, life swords. I'm looking at you, Sean. Looking at you. Nurgling. And
of course,
my wife. 3 question marks. We've also got Sandpit down the play park. So, actual answers. Thousand Suns, 9th ed.
Yay! Sorry, that'd be me.
Elder Rumours for next year.
Yes.
Dungeon Bowl. Space Marine 2.
Dungeon Bowl again, wow.
Yeah.
Black Templars.
Yeah.
Red Gobber and Bouncer. Dragons. Plastic Thunderhawk.
Hang on, is that a real thing?
There was a plastic Thunderhawk released for area for
Imperial.
I thought you meant a big one for.
I was going to say, I was going to what? What now? Yeah,
because I'm sure that's like a resin model, which is ridiculous.
It is a resin model.
Yeah.
So, just in the chat, who are you going to vote for? Who is going to be in the X-Men team this year? It's going to be me. And we've also got Kragnos and the Cruel Boys.
Well, I know what it is personally, but as to what it is for everybody else, for me, it's the Thousand Suns, obviously.
Andy? Any idea?
I'd happily go with the Thousand Suns because I don't think the Cruel Boys would get it.
No,
I don't think that, especially with how low the sales for the that box seemed to have been. And I don't think that box did desperately well.
No. So at number 3, Dungeon Bowl.
Yep. Yeah.
Oh wow.
So surprised that. Number 2, Thousand Suns.
Hey, that's respectable.
Yeah. Number 1, Black Templars.
Yeah, that I mean, people were very excited for the Black Templars. They really were.
Didn't see that one coming at all.
Although we all know what it was that sold them and why people were excited. It wasn't because of the Black Templars. It's because of Helbrecht Servitor. It's all about Helbrecht Servitor. All of it, everything. The whole range, the codex, everything is just padding for that one little guy.
It's it goes to show, doesn't it? I mean, I would have thought Sigvold would have been on there. I would have thought that Bellacor once again would have been on there. I thought Kragnos might have done better, but no.
Absolutely, yeah. But no, the Black Templars, no, people were very excited for them, though. People have been wanting like a proper Black Templars release for a long time.
Yeah.
Plus, they got those special versions that were from the cover of 4th Ed, right?
Yeah,
not 4th Ed, whatever Ed it was.
Yeah, 3rd Ed. Yeah. So, which is brilliant, you know. I mean, that is a lovely box cover.
I just want to quickly point out that I am drinking Ribena from my old whiskey glass.
That was the first edition I had the box set of. That was.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Right. Should we
moons ago.
Move on to the next one because we've still got a fair few of these to get through, so we're gonna have to.
Yes, let's go.
Sure.
Best nostalgic fan service.
Oh,
Batshit.
This is the thing that I just mentioned.
I was going to say, I suppose the Black Templars. You know.
Yeah, absolutely.
Zigfold again, you know.
Best nostalgic fan service. In the book Batshits, we've got the outrageous prices.
Oh.
I was a child once. A child that looked up at you, and I saw only beauty. Now as a man, I see only decay, and I see only the end. I also see flowers.
So it's going down more of a Nurgle route now.
I don't know what's going on here, because when I kind of cottoned on what was going on, I was thinking, all right, is this going to like get really funny or something? No.
Yeah, or is it going to get like really epic and like dour and dark?
It just, it's so weird. It's another one of these ones where I just want to find the person who did it and shake their hand. It's very different to the Flies of last year. So, best nostalgic fan service. Gaunt's Ghosts, going back to the earlier days of the regiment.
Oh, yeah.
Right, of course.
That was a handsome set.
It was lovely.
Dungeon Bowl.
Dungeon Bowl again, my God.
Dungeon Bowl just keeps
super popular.
Yeah.
Deserves its own little reward, doesn't it, for keep cropping up
seems
so
like
much?
it.
Yeah, if there was one for most honourable mentions, Dungeon Bowl, I think might just get it. New Vampires. 3rd Ed AOS. Black Templars.
Of course.
Oh, I missed a batshit, I do apologise. Painting the Green Goblin whilst thinking about Willem Dafoe eating cameras and legalising weed. I put that into the wrong column, I do apologise. Dragons. The Black Templar Marshal from the 5e cover art by MG.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
I also want to mention that another one of these was motherfucking Dungeon Bowl. So out of them, what do you think?
Probably the Black Templars miniatures for the cover of 3rd Ed.
Yeah, it's so iconic.
Yeah.
Number 3, Dungeon Bowl. At number 2, Black Templars.
Oh, okay.
Oh, all right. I didn't see that.
At number 1.
Is it Gaunt's Ghost?
Number 1, the Black Templar Marshal from the...
Right.
So
of course.
The actual Black Templars came in at number 2. Well, people called him by Helbrecht by name. Weirdly enough, the Vicular Conspiracy, it only had 3 votes away from getting into the top 3, which is a bit of a shame. But whoever the hell is this into Dungeon Bowl, I want to meet you, because you're my kind of person. I fucking love Dungeon Bowl. So we'll get into the next one, which is Best Audio Production. Now, I don't know if to put this as a batshit or to put it as its own thing, right? But before we get into this, the thing that got the most votes was Sandman Act 2 from Audible.
Okay.
Right? That got the most votes. It's not a Warhammer thing, so I can't really give it an award. Also, I don't
tangentially related, I suppose.
I see no connection. Neil Gaiman's never written for Games Workshop. Dirk Maggs has never done anything for Games Workshop. Actually, no. What's his name? One of the readers is in it. the Gaunt Ghost narrator. I can't think what his name is. It's gone completely out of my head. But yeah, he's actually in the cast. So,
right.
There we go. There's the connection. But it's still not winning it. Batshits. My Life as a Shock Attack Gun. Infinite Divine. It deserves to win a second year.
Yeah. All right.
My Life as a Border Prince. Alpharius's Big Bucko Cooking. As I write this to you now, I know that your eyes, now gone, decayed, and eaten by crows, will never feast upon my words. But this is fine, for you are with me forever. However, I have a confession to make. Actually, I like how you're staring at me. It's like...
Was that like a cliffhanger?
Yeah.
Oh, we have to wait for the next one now. Ah, darn, I was getting into that.
I know.
Jeez.
I know.
It's like a cereal. Yeah, it's like a soap.
It's fucking ridiculous. Actual answers. Yours. Cheers. Cold Open Stories, Yesterday's News.
Yes!
I've just seen Life Swords. Sorry, I keep putting these into the wrong columns. I do apologise. Life Swords is back in here again. Sean. Ghoul Slayer. Anything by... No, we're going to remove that. It says anything here by... It doesn't say Adam, but yeah, I'll just get rid of that. Unfortunately, not a huge amount of actual answers. You know, got the Gaunt Ghost series, we've got the Gotrek series. And we've got, of course, my pick for the year, the Twice Dead King. But, yeah.
Well, I suppose the question is, like, what makes them stand out as an audio production? Are we talking about the writing for them, or are we talking about the actual audio production?
I suppose it would, it's a tricky one, isn't it?
It is, I would have expected.
Because all the GW stuff is the same. It's all high quality stuff.
But it's weird that none of the multicast dramas turned up in this. It's just audiobooks.
Yeah, very interesting.
Yeah, it's almost like the multicast dramas don't sell.
Yeah.
Possibly. But yeah,
oddly enough, there's more production value in the audio dramas because there's usually a lot more sound effects and stuff added and the mixing in there.
Yeah.
Poor guys.
Then if I'd read it last year, I would have made a big show of saying, the Fight and Fantasy book, Warlock of Firetop Mountain? Yeah, there's an audio drama of it. And it's really fucking good. It's really fucking good. Really good. So, any idea who wins? And I'll give you a hint. It's not an audiobook.
Oh. Is it Cold Openings?
Is it Cold Openings
Cold
again?
Open Stories, Yesterday's News.
Brilliant. Brilliant.
Absolutely smashed it out the park. 60% of the votes.
Great. Damn. That's great. I mean, that shows that it's getting out there, doesn't it? That people are actually listening. That's awesome.
I was really happy to see that. But once again, this is one that had one of the lower amount of responses.
Yeah, but it is kind of a niche interest thing, isn't it? This one,
but the majority of people voted for Cold Open Stories. So
brilliant.
That's really, really good to see.
That is superb.
Moving on then to the best book.
Now this is interesting.
What I'm going to have to do next year is I'm going to have to split this into two, where it becomes best book and best army book.
So they're mingled together, right?
So
okay.
They've been mingled a bit. So what I'm going to do here is, because there's more narrative books been mentioned in this, we're just going to go down the narrative path.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fair.
So in the Batshits, we've got I've not been able to read since my eyes were taken by flies.
He can write pretty good though, or type.
We've got The Sex Life of Fabius Biles' Backpack.
Yeah. Oh, man.
50 Shades of Sigvald.
Only 50, really. Only 50?
And my confession is that another has caught my eye. I wish these were funnier. They're just really
compelling.
good.
They're just compelling, yeah.
They're just really, really good, and I don't understand. Absolutely don't understand. So, actual answers. We have got Alfarius, Head of the Hydra. We've got Steel Tread. We've got The Twice Dead King. We've got the Sabbath War Anthology, and we've got Warhawk.
Warhawk for me.
Warhawk I've listened to none of them, so I couldn't say.
Warhawk is really bloody good.
At number 3, we've got Sabbath War Anthology.
Yeah, because the nostalgia around that was huge.
At number 2, we've got Twice Dead King.
Yeah.
And at number 1, we've got 50 Shades of Sigfold. Sorry. We've got Warhawk. Warhawk takes the best.
Warhawk is I've got to say, it's awesome. It's really good.
I've not read it yet. It's one I need to get to. What I found interesting there, Godblight isn't on that list.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody mentioned Godblight. There's a few books that came out this year which haven't been mentioned.
Yeah, that's it, because Godblight was good.
It
was fine, you know.
What I found very strange is that in nowhere in this it has the... oh, god damn it, what's the name? Sister of Battle comic.
Oh, Demonifuge.
Yeah, Demonifuge, that reprint hasn't turned up in here at all.
Oh, that is fascinating. I would have thought that would be like right at the top, to be honest.
Very odd. Very, very odd.
Mm.
So, moving on to the next one. We've on to the minis and the main releases now. Are we ready?
This is fun. This is going to be fun.
Okay. So, we've got Best Other Mini. So, Blood Bowl, Necromunda, the specialist games.
Dungeon Bowl.
Dungeon Bowl, obviously. Yes.
We've got House Gear Advisor's Bodyguard. We've got the Dark Oath with the axe and the red hair. We've got the Lord of the Rings Ent. We've got Duneclaw the Crab. We've got Rat Bombs. We've got Blood Bowl Rat Ogre. We've got the Underhive Market. We've got Argental. We've got the Red Gobbo.
Ooh, Argental for me.
My heart says the crab.
Yeah, of course it's going to be the bloody crab.
It has to be the crab.
Of course it's going to be the damn crab. Games Workshop even acknowledged this.
Okay, also, crab greater than monkey. I'm going to say that now. Crab greater than monkey.
At number 3, we've got Argental.
Yeah, that miniature is ace. Argental is amazing.
At number 2, we've got the House Gear Advisor's Bodyguard.
Mm-hmm.
And at number 1,
the crab.
It's Duneclaw the Crab.
Of course it's the crab. I mean, come on. Of course it is.
Do you want to know how much Duneclaw the Crab got?
I'd imagine it's the winner by a significant margin, isn't it?
90.
Oh, I was close.
Yeah.
%.
Yeah. That it doesn't surprise me at all.
All is right with the world, as it should be.
So we'll move on to Mini of the Year, Age of Sigmar, Batshit.
Oh, yes.
Batshit's Omadon.
All right.
I'm going to try and do this. Right. For even if she does not see me, I see her, and I shall see her, even when mine eyes are gone. Mine eyes that I shall sacrifice to the great Lord Khorne. I shall... Nah, I can't be arsed. Actual answers. Sigvald the Magnificent.
Yeah, Sigvald gets my vote.
Oh, I tell a lie. Sorry, there is another Batshit. The Bretonian Green Knight.
Yeah.
Sigvald the Magnificent.
Yeah, I mean, come on, guys, come on. I will lose faith in you if Sigvald doesn't win.
Mother of Nightmares.
Oh, Lagovai.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, she's very good.
She's beautiful, yeah.
Soul Blight Grave Lords. Kitsra the Rat Prince.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, I like him.
It's interesting because he's a smaller one as well compared to everybody else.
But very elegant. Very cool miniature.
Kragnos.
Was never that bothered about Kragnos. He's all right.
I would agree. He's fine.
Mm-hmm. Cruel Boy's Boss.
Yeah.
He was all right, yeah.
Rotbringer Sorcerer.
Mm-hmm.
Gobsprak, the Mouth of Mork.
Oh, is that the one with the big vulture?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, that's beautiful. That's a stunner, that is.
Lord Croak, which I...
Oh, wow. Well, I think
Frog.
I am sure Lord Croak was a year before.
I don't know. Because Lord Croak came out with one of the Broken Realms, didn't he? So it would have been...
maybe this year, then. Okay.
Yeah, I think
it was. Yeah,
it was this year. So my personal bias is Ziegfeld, but I think Croak might take it.
Okay.
Because it is. That miniature is incredible.
At number 3, Lord Croak.
Oh, really? Wow! Now that is a shock.
At number 2, really just getting that going.
Mm-hmm.
So how are you guys doing? Yeah, everything good? Yeah, you all happy? How's everyone in the chat? Jai's asking who's putting in the Flight of Dragon stuff. It's not him. I don't know.
It's not me either. It's not me either, I swear.
All this is anonymized. So I don't know who anybody is. Number 2.
Mm-hmm.
Mother of Nightmares.
Okay, Laukavai. So Ziegfeld, she must be number 1.
Ziegfeld, yeah. Ziegfeld takes
Yes. Well,
he's a handsome boy.
It is incredible. I mean, the pictures are incredible, and to have it in hand, it's one of the best miniatures they've ever produced. It really is beautiful. So that doesn't surprise me.
Mini of the Year 40k themed.
Slanesh is pleased.
Batshits. Well, those berserkers, they looked so good. So good. The Black Templars pantaloons. Fuck you. Bastards. Clamp Champ. Just Clamp Champ.
Okay, fair enough.
Sometimes I look at the stars and I wonder where did it all go wrong? At what point did my life become so meaningless? I could be working in an office. I could be making something of myself. I could be getting a proper pension. Right, actual answers. Orcs.
Yeah, just generally, I can see that, yeah.
Gaunt's Ghosts.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Zogrod.
Yes, and Zogrod's hair.
Mm-hmm. High Marshal Helbricht.
Although we know that people who put that are not voting for Helbrecht, right? We all know this. We acknowledge this, yes?
Yeah. The Lord of Villarance, his mother lets him have 2 Plague Flamers. The 14th Makari, he was originally called Grobnitz. The Eldar, they're so good, they never get an upgrade. And then it just says in brackets, shit. Castell and Crow. Was that this year?
No, I don't think Castell and Crow was this year.
No,
it
wasn't. Yeah, I just realised. And the Emperor's Champion.
Right. I mean, there's a lot of Black Templars love on that one. Mm-hmm. I think Helbrecht might take it, even though we know it's not for Helbrecht.
I did say Beast Snaggers, didn't I? No, I didn't.
Yeah.
Well, you said the Orcs, so...
You said the Orcs, so, Yeah. It's a tricky one, that. I mean, there's been really good, strong minis released this year. The Orcs range is awesome. Mm-hmm. But I do think Helbrecht might take it, even though we know it's not for Helbrecht.
Andy, any ideas?
It'd be nice to see Zagrag, but I don't think he'll get it.
Number 3, Gaunt's Ghosts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. People were very excited by them.
Yeah.
Number 2, the Beast Snaggers.
Yeah, okay.
Number 1, High Marshal Helbrecht's Judas.
Yeah. Once again, just to reiterate, we know what people were voting for.
Yeah.
Okay? Everybody knows.
So now we're going to get into the best releases in general. This is
where the big boys play. Okay.
So, best Age of Sigmar release.
The Hedonites, for me.
In the Batshits, when they brought back my Bretonians.
What, as the Flesh Eaters?
Mm-hmm. The terrain that's in my cupboard.
Yeah.
I could have some little house with a picket fence, but instead here I am, with an arrow sticking from my eye, thinking of a love long lost. What the fuck?
Yeah, it is basically an AOS or 40k soap at this point.
Yeah. Yeah, that's them all. So the actual answers for the Age of Sigmar releases: Broken Realms in general.
Yeah.
Dominion.
Mm.
Red Harvest. Oh, that was Warcry, wasn't it? Red Harvest.
I was going to say, yeah.
The Soulblight Gravelords, Crits of the Rat Pins.
Yeah.
Weirdly enough. Oh, bloody hell, I keep putting these in the wrong place. One of the Batshits was A Flight of Dragons.
Someone was really into that, more so than we were.
I've just realised, I think that the Flight of Dragons references are for the actual dragons.
For the actual dragons, yeah.
Did you not realise that?
No, it's just hit me now. I thought somebody was just making Flight of Dragons references.
No.
There's actual dragons. It's alright, the dragons didn't get very high anyhow, so it doesn't really matter.
Okay.
Kragnos. My personal favourite way of putting this, fucking Bellacor. The Broken Realms Marathi.
Yeah.
Broken Realms Bellacor. The Broken Realms set that came with 2 Stegodons and a Bastillodon. What the fuck? Fun force. The Soulblight Gravelords.
Yeah.
Shattered Realms.
Cripes, there's quite a lot, wasn't there? I mean,
yeah, there we go.
Oh, and Zigfold, yeah, obviously. Broken Realms in general, I would certainly go for. I think it was amazing.
Andy, any ideas?
I'm not sure, to be honest. Again, Broken Realms. I don't know.
At number 3, Broken Realms Marathi.
Oh, really? Wow. Well, I suppose it was the one that kicked it off, wasn't it? It was the one that kind of showed us what this was going to be, that it was going to be significant. So, yeah, I kind of get that.
At number 2, the Soulblight Gravelords.
Wow, so they did really well. That's grand. People like them then. That's nice to see.
And number 1, and I'm going to say it the way I like saying it because I love the way this is written, fucking Bellacor.
Yeah!
I suppose we should have known when he won one of the last ones, the biggest surprise.
Well, people really like Bellacor then. That's fabulous.
He's a good model, I suppose.
I mean, he is amazing. Yeah, it's a beautiful model. Really,
a lot of people, they mentioned the miniature and the book being a 2-for-1. So I think it's very important to point out that I think what people got into was having a book that good with a miniature that good in tandem.
Yeah, it was just a good combo, right?
Absolutely. So we'll move on to the 40k releases.
Okay.
And the Batshits. Classic Rogue Trader.
Nobody wants that.
Willem Dafoe.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're going to have a 40k release of Willem Dafoe, I'm all in for it.
Yeah, totally.
Sanguinius is hiding in my shower.
Oh my god.
Oh wow, jeez.
He's a big boy too. I hope it's a big shower.
He's very tall, isn't he? You know,
he's got a lot of wing spread too.
Right, big wingspan.
Yeah.
Big E champ, too big to fit on a table. I've no idea what that's in aid of. And of course, to round out the story, I realise that everything I've done has led to this point. Bleeding, waiting, hoping, misunderstanding, never really knowing. But now, I want to know what love is, and I want one to show me.
Oh my god, no.
Yep, that's where it all led to.
We actually descended into foreigner lyrics at the end. Brilliant.
Fucking hell. Right, actual responses. Codex Thousand Suns 9th Ed.
Yay!
Sisters of Battle 2nd Wave.
Yeah.
Indomitus. Kill Team Octarius. Beast Snaggers. Beast Snaggers Zodgrit Wartsnaga.
Of course, yeah. I mean, the orcs are good. It should be a strong showing.
Champion of the Emperor.
Yeah, very nice. Very nice.
Warzone Octavius Book 2, Critical Mass.
Mm-hmm.
Death Guard Codex. Hang on.
Yes.
That was this year, wasn't it? Yeah. Beast Snagger Orcs again. Black Templars.
Yeah, the Black Templars might take it. They seem to have been doing very well this time round.
And Shadow Throne.
The Gene Stealer box. Yeah. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, of course. Forgot about that, to be honest.
What do you think takes it?
I think Black Templars, I think, might just sneak it this time. Or the Orcs.
Yeah, I think it would be Black Templars if like the previous wins have kind of stuck the same, which they tend to do for the most part.
Yeah. At number 3, Beast Snaggers.
Yeah.
At number 2, Shadow Throne.
Okay.
And I'm going to just say that Shadow Throne zoomed up over the last 2 weeks or so. Just went
right.
Do you think that's the influence of the Codex?
Yes,
yeah,
I think it is.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Yeah.
So there's still out there. There's the Thousand Suns 9th ed book. There's the Black Champions. Black Templar. Sorry. There's the Champion of the Emperor. Anyone want to take a guess?
I Black Templars, I would have thought.
Again, yeah, it's a safer bet.
Yeah, the Black Templars took the best 40k release of the year.
Yeah.
Makes sense. It doesn't surprise me. It was they pushed hard with the Black Templars. There's some very lovely miniatures released for them, and it's a good codex as well. I mean, they do some really fun, funky stuff.
Which leaves us then with one final category, which is the mini of the year overall.
Zigvold. Just Zigvold. No argument. Zigvold.
Would you like me to read the back? Well, first of all, there's the Batshits.
No, I'm just going to override this one. It's Zigvold, and that's the end of it.
Marvel Crisis Protocol Green Goblin.
If it's based on Willem Dafoe, then yeah, I'm in.
I don't think it was, unfortunately.
In that case, I'm not interested.
But with Mysterio taking his place for coming out this year and retconning away that nasty Norman had kids with Gwen business.
What?
Comic.
As in Gwen Stacy?
I assume so.
Like Peter Parker's girlfriend who Norman killed.
Well, Peter killed her.
Oh, Adam, just putting it out there. Ouch.
I mean, he's not wrong.
It's true. No, he's not wrong. He's not wrong. But ouch, Jesus.
Is that how Norman weaseled his way into her pants or something? I didn't kill you.
I just threw you off a building. It was Parker that snapped your neck.
She's like, oh, you Norman, you're such a bad boy.
God, she is catnip to the supervillains, isn't she? If it's not like Miles Warren as the Jackal, it's Norman Osborn as the Green Goblin. I mean, my God.
Yeah. I can imagine that Doc Ock had a couple of moments of just like, I wonder. Right, so mini of the year overall. Answers.
Norman Osborn had kids with Gwen Stacy. Okay. Sorry, I just had to get that out of my system. Fine.
Everyone's allowed to be loved, George. Everyone can be loved.
Fair.
Even Norman Osborn.
Okay.
I don't want to know what answers like that one. So, answers. Sigvold the Magnificent. Scout Sergeant Owen McCall. Gaunt Ghosts. Bellacor.
Bellacor might take this one.
Zodgrod Wartsnaga.
Yay! We love Zodgrod.
Duinclaw the Crab.
The Crab.
Yes, the Crab, yes.
Kragnos.
He's fine.
I'm totally with you. It's fine. There's nothing wrong with it.
It's perfectly fine. Yeah. There's nothing wrong with him, but
if I was going to do one, I wouldn't make it look like Kragnos.
No, exactly. Once again, that just to absolutely clarify, when we say Helbrecht, it's not Helbrecht, it's Helbrecht.
Yeah. The third Macquarie, he was named Slobberballs.
Slobberballs Macquarie.
Killzone. The Big Dragons.
No.
The Necron Flayed One action figure.
That yeah.
No.
Emperor's Champion.
The Emperor's Champion is very nice.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, very Imperial heavy. Weirdly.
It is interesting.
On the year that became Xenos, Super Xenos heavy, a lot of Imperial stuff there. Well, a lot of Black Templar
in terms of
there.
the miniatures, interesting. The crab. I think for me, it's like down to 3. It's going to be the crab, Bellacor, or Zigfold.
Okay.
I think the crab takes it. I mean, it did on the community page, I'm pretty sure. So
yeah. I think the crab might take it.
Number 3.
Yeah.
I'm going to draw this out. Number 3. Bellacor.
Mm.
Number 2. Helbrecht.
Oh, once again, the Servitor.
Number 1.
The crab.
How long can I keep the silence? How long before people really start getting annoyed?
Before Slanesh gets offended by this quiet.
I mean, yeah, it's could be Kragnos, could be Crab,
It's not going to be Kragnos.
could be Dragon, could be Sigvald. I mean, what could it
I
be?
wish it was Sigfold. I would be very happy if it was Sigfold.
Even the chat's getting annoyed with me now. This is great.
Is
It is Sigvald.
it?
Sigvald
Oh,
is
not the crab.
Of the, no, the crab came in number 4.
wow.
But what about the memes, chat? What the fuck?
Wow.
You messed it up. The
That's
memes.
brilliant. No, guys, you got it absolutely spot on. Zigfold, you are
memes.
right. You are correct.
You dropped the ball on
He
the
is
memes.
so beautiful. I mean, he is like legitimately brilliant.
He's not a crab though.
So
A brave little crab, not like a super powered crab. He doesn't have godlike powers. He's just a crab, and he lives his life.
to be honest, the difference between the crab at number 4 and Sigvald at number 1 was 8 votes.
Right.
So the top 4 were very, very close together. And number 5 was Owen McCall, and there was only 3 points, 3 votes between him and the crab. So, once again, everything that didn't get voted for highly is right down the bottom. It's just pancaked. Then everything else is up the top. There's no middle ground. It's very, very strange.
Yeah. I mean, in terms of, just looking at it with a serious hat on, Zigfold is just like art. It's one of the best miniatures they've ever designed or sculpted. It is incredible.
Yeah. I mean, it is a really, really nice. I honestly think that Helbrecht should have taken the one of the
top slots.
Yeah, I actually do. I don't understand why it didn't, but that's the way it goes.
I've got to say though, like all of those Black Templars, all of the new releases, every single one of them is stunning.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah.
I mean, my personal favourite of them would be the new Emperor's Champion.
No, it is beautiful.
It's such a dynamic piece of work, that is. What a beautiful miniature.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Andy, if you could have your miniature of the year, what would it be?
My miniature of the year.
I want to have a host special recommendation of miniature of the year.
I really like the, I can't remember his name, but the ghoul dude from the Cursed City.
Oh,
yes.
yeah, he's awesome. The
guy who's got the guy that's got the hook into the zombie's mouth as he's pulling him out of the ground.
The one who's he is a Dark Souls miniature, basically, isn't he? He is so Dark Souls inspired.
Yeah, I like him a lot. I think he's very cool.
He is, in fact, almost all the Cursed City miniatures. The vampire ones are amazing.
That's why they sold them for 80 quid separately.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
And then they said, oh yeah, we'll do the box set again.
Yeah.
I like him. Yeah, I love the Still Blight Gravelords. I was a big fan of.
I mean, my miniature of the year would actually be the Mother of Nightmares. I think that thing's incredible.
Lagavai.
She's good.
She is beautiful.
Just this sheer amount of ideas I've had of like attaching her to spiders or to bats and things, and just maybe magnetizing her waist so I can just have different animals attached to her.
Yeah, she is a stone cold stunner, that miniature.
No, absolutely, just superb. What about you, George?
Almost, I mean, that entire range, the Soul Blights are amazing. Well, I got mine. It was Zigfold. If it was an alternative,
sorry, you kind of cut out a bit there, George. I didn't hear that. Did you just say crab?
Yes. No, I didn't.
He said Kragnos.
Kragnos the Destroyer. Yeah.
That's what you do, Gruff. You get Kragnos and you replace the head with the crab.
With the crab, yeah.
And then they replace his hands with the crab.
But like basically every new orc miniature, they're all great. They're all just stunning. Those new boys, I mean, like, jeez.
I was a little upset that the orcs themselves didn't get into any winning positions. I mean,
yeah, because like if it was like best codex or something, surely they'd have been up there. Yeah. Surely they'd have been up there because it is. It's just it's brilliant.
So for next year, I'm definitely splitting the books into narrative and codex.
Good idea. Idea.
I think the codex votes got lost between best releases and best book.
Yeah. Well, it would have been a very strong showing this year, wouldn't it? Last year, it would have been a very strong showing. I mean, like the Thousand Sons, Death Guard, Drakari. Yeah, obviously. Yeah, it would have been a very strong showing indeed.
Absolutely. But these things are learning abilities, and that's the one I'm going to take for next year. That's definitely the thing to keep in mind. That was a very interesting look back at the year.
Yeah, a lot happened, didn't it? It was very packed full of stuff.
From my point of view, in that weird analytical part of the brain that I've got just around about here somewhere, I find it really interesting that this is the year that we've had the most and least amount of responses.
Oh, right.
So I looked back over the last few years. The ones where people really went for it and voted for things, way above where we've had the last few years. But then some of them way below. So once again, no middle ground. There's none of them that have been around about the same. It's either been way up here or way down here. So I found that very interesting that a lot of people just kind of went, no, not even going to put a batshit in, just going to ignore it.
Right, okay, that's interesting. Maybe that just shows where the engagement with the hobby lies, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It massively into the community stuff and then massively into the main releases.
Yeah, so but it gives us some focus for next year, I suppose, doesn't it?
Which is very much one of the reasons I enjoy doing this, is just to sort of see where people's minds were over the last year.
It's fascinating.
It is. It really is.
Some surprises as well. I don't know why I'm surprised that Zigfold got. I mean, because it is so stunning, but I don't know whether it's because I've always regarded Slaanesh as being like very niche.
I think a lot of people got behind the idea that he's got assless chaps on.
Yeah.
You think I'm kidding, but I'm not, because many people painted him that way, and so many people.
I think a lot of people got behind like the sensual aspect of him. I really do. It's rare you get like an attractive Games Workshop miniature, isn't it? It's unusual for them to be like sexual or whatever. But that one really is. It's a beautiful thing.
Because what I've kind of realised here is a lot of our YouTube listeners seem to come in from Instagram. So a lot of them, I think, are like painters type people.
Right, and so,
you've got a lot of people who want to paint something like that. You kind of explain the mini wins.
For that, I mean, for that part of the hobby, you will never get anything better. I mean, it is one of the best miniatures for that aspect of the hobby. Yeah.
A lot of people went for the non-metallic metals onto him as well. So
yeah, they did, which is very tricky to do.
Yeah, really interesting. So yeah, that's it. That's us out of categories for the year. I've once again thoroughly enjoyed myself. That has been a load of fun. I'm aware that Andy's going to have to bounce off because he's got things to do.
Yes, of course.
Immediately after this. So,
right.
So Andy, do you want to throw out your needs, wants, and maybes into the world for people to understand?
You can find me on the Moonbase 2 podcast, where me and my buddy Mikey talk about Transformers each and every week. You can find us on Libsyn, iTunes, Facebook, YouTube as Moonbase 2 Transformers podcast. I'm also on a lot of places as Decade Andy, YouTube, Twitter, all that kind of jazz. And I'll be streaming in a few minutes, maybe about 20 to 40 minutes, and I'll be doing Battlefleet Gothic Armada 2, where we're carrying on with the Chaos campaign.
Awesome. So people who are watching this, go watch Andy for a bit. You'll enjoy it. Hopefully. I enjoy watching Andy. I enjoy watching
No, thank you.
Sometimes I even watch him on Twitch. Most of the time.
Oh my god. It's a little bit hard. I'm not on Twitch anymore. I just kind of stream on YouTube now.
True. Sorry, yes. Most of the time we just watch you through the little monitors I've got implanted around your house.
That's fair.
And, and in you.
Inside it, wow.
Yeah, I just like to sit here and watch your spleen at times.
Yeah. It's juicy.
It goes. George, where would you be if you could be
where
a
would I be?
Andy?
That's a very sort of like Zeichan question, isn't it? Where would you be? You can find me over at Exaggerated Elegy on YouTube, where there are lots of video game Let's Plays, lots of podcasts about horror and media and science fiction and whatnot. You can find all my published work, links to all of my published work, short story collections over at strangeplaygrounds.com. 2 new short story collections out over at Perpetual Motion Machine Publications.com, the Born in Blood collections. And if you fancy just having a good old natter, you can find me over at Twitter at Enigmatic Elegy.
Awesome stuff. As for me, you can find the Fluffenhammer at thefluffenhammer.com or thefluffenhammer.co.uk. Take your pick. You can find us on YouTube at The Fluffenhammer. You can find us on Instagram at The Fluffenhammer. Our Discord service is up and running and is rather nice. Now we've got a food channel where we talk about food that we cook, which is very, very nice. I've actually thoroughly enjoyed talking about food with people.
I'm going to have to get in on that one.
It's really cool. It's called The Fluffin' Foods, and we just talk about food.
The Food and Hammer.
The Meat Hammer.
That's a different channel.
That's a totally different thing.
Totally different. It started over Christmas, where we were just like talking about all our Christmas cooking and whatnot and how we were making it. And we just showed off what we're all doing. And it's just.
I've got pictures of cheesecake to share.
I had a lacto-free cheese board. It was so good. As for anything my personal self, not really much going on at the moment. Hopefully that will change this year. Hopefully, fingers crossed. I've got plans for trying to do things this year. So with all that being said, we will get out of here and let you enjoy the rest of your evening, apart from Andy, who is now going to go and be a spaceship.
Yay!
I really worry about you, Andy, being a spaceship at times.
You shouldn't. I'm a word bearer. I've got to convert people and sacrifice them. It's a good time.
Yeah, obviously. It's what you do, right?
I'm hoping that you're a spaceship with a word bearer helmet stuck on the front, who you're going through space going...
Well, it is chaos. Everything is possible.
Everything is possible. Nothing is permitted.
Mm-hmm.
So with all that being said, thank you so much to everybody who came and joined us this year. We've had a really nice time. It's been nice to see everybody getting into talking to us and all the random bits of nonsense thrown out there.
It has been great.
Thank you, Stu. Thank you, Cassius. Thank you, Nick. Thank you, Mr. White. Thank you, Jai. I'm convinced it was you who was doing all of the Flight of Dragon stuff, even though it probably wasn't, but I don't care. It probably was. Thank you, Liberty, for joining us. Thank you, everyone, except Sean. Sean is evil. Sean is a horrible, horrible person. Matt, kill Sean.
Whoa. Wow.
Wow.
Kill Sean when he was a jester, but also then bring him back to life because he's a really nice guy. But, kill him for his jokes and his life swords. All that being said, good night. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
My responsibility, my shame, my blame.